what is it like being at the center of everyone's comfortability,
Mhm.
right? Knowing that what I do is impacting not just, I mean, a region, just, I mean, millions upon millions of people. And how do you carry that every day? Right. I know, Ralph and I had a sense of that because we were in roles that were help feeding the grid, but you're in the role of now you're delivering that to, and it's so, I mean, really life depends on it, right? In a lot of instances. So what is that like and how do you carry that?
Heavy is the head that wears the crown is what they say. Luckily, I'm not at the tip of the spear. I'm a couple of levels down from that, but it still is our total responsibility to make sure that the transmission, distribution, and all those other services are happening. And to make it make sense in the term of curiosity, and Ralph, you might appreciate this too. I know you do too, Terry. Is you're looking at all these dashboards
Mhm.
with these metrics on it,
Mhm.
and the data is out there just doing this data thing, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Here's the question: is what is it saying?
It looks good, but what is it
That's
saying?
that's right. The question is, what is this data telling to me, saying
Mhm.
to me? So it's not just bits and bytes and
Mm.
red, yellow, green stoplight charts. Is what is it really saying to me? So Terry, I think you asked a very important question: is what am I doing with this information when I see that red light shift to green, or when I see the green light shift to yellow and get to red, the things are recovering, is am I doing what's best to serve that in stakeholder?
Mhm.
It's a customer, it's a regulator, it's my own home, right?
Mhm.
It's the nursing home, it's the hospital, it's large industrial,
Correct.
it's the daycare center.
Yes.
So having a curiosity that's beyond me getting up to check on a spreadsheet and then get some data presented on a dashboard is what is the data telling me? So
Mhm.
getting back to that curiosity question, those questions about being a learn it all as opposed to a know it all. If I adjust this configuration,
Mhm.
what is the impact on the customer?
Right.
If I adjust this setting, what is the impact on my field crew who is serving my customer?
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
I adjust this setting, what is the impact on the field crew that's serving my customer that is a ratepayer that affects the earnings per share that the company is running against? So having a curiosity, like I said before, or
Mhm.
earlier in our talk, is connecting all of those dots so that
Mhm.
it's a strategic way of approaching the company and operations, not just doing the job every day.
I love that. I love that. We've talked about that before in that you have to be curious enough to understand the business metrics that the company uses
Mm,
to determine whether or not it's successful, right? But because to your point, most people are only focused on what they do and they
Right.
have no understanding of the impact to the business and to be able to articulate in business terms how I can impact that. And you have
Right.
to be curious, right, to understand what that is.
You have to be curious on 2 clicks down,
Mm.
right? I think on a more detailed level, when you start folding back and peeling back the dashboards and the alerts,
Mhm.
what is it saying? What should I have done differently? Again, back to those elevated questions. How
Mm.
can we use this to strengthen some other posture that we're trying to have? And I think it's really unfortunate that even the entry level person sometimes doesn't understand the power of their position
Mhm.
just through
mm.
a question.
Mm. Mm. That's good.
Yeah, the power of your position just through a question can shift the tide of your interaction with for person in IT, how you're dealing with your end user internally. But
Mhm,
for the call center agent, of course they have a script. But
mhm,
sometimes that dynamic with the customer takes you off script just a little bit. How are you bringing them back in?
mm,
How are you calming down the situation?
mhm,
Yes.
mm.
The script is there as a guide, but sometimes you have to inject some good questions to keep everybody balanced.
That's good. That's good. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That's
So
really good.
thank you for making me apply that to actual work situation. And I just hope that people hear this and can appreciate that there is power in the prompt.
Yes. Yes, that's
Power
good.
in the prompt. That's good
Mm.
right there.
Yeah, that's gonna be on social media for sure.
Okay.
Let's transition into curiosity being used to get noticed by leaders, right? So you're a senior leader. You know, what are
Mhm.
some of the things that you look for as it pertains to curiosity and those that you would possibly want to promote?
Well, I like to look for people who show up.
Mm,
And, when you're in the rooms and we actually are, just having a very pointed meeting, whatever the topic may be, but we're in a roundtable setting and, coming in and obviously being a receiver of information because we all are positioning ourselves to learn something. But I will be totally transparent. May I? Is that okay?
Yes,
absolutely.
ma'am.
No,
Yes, ma'am. Oh, that's what we want.
Nothing irks me more than people just sitting around asking questions.
Okay, you're gonna have to dig
yeah,
into
yeah, yeah.
this
Make
one.
it plain. Make it plain.
Well, we're sitting in the meeting and someone said, "Well, Ralph, what are your thoughts on upgrading the server?"
Mhm,
Well, I do think, but what are your thoughts if we modify the operating system? Well,
mhm,
I understand that. Well, what are your thoughts if, and it just keeps going in a circle and a circle.
Mm,
mhm.
Do we ever get to the point where we answer the question?
Ah, okay. I got you. Yeah.
So we need to get to the point
mm,
where we answer the question too. That's what I
Mhm,
mean in terms of irking me. But
mhm,
when I'm looking for people to work for me, it's definitely a business acumen and the ability to get things done, but demonstrating that business acumen with collaboration.
mm,
And the art of collaboration is being able to take those thoughts and weave them together
mhm,
with some critical thinking.
mhm,
And the critical thinking, again, comes back to how are we challenging the topic? How are we advancing the topic? And
mhm,
those tend to be those powerful questions.
mhm. That's good.
Mhm.
That's really good. That's really good. Any thoughts on that, Terry?
yeah, so, in terms of, being in that room and you do have the person or we've all been there
Mhm.
and, you're like, "Okay, this is a talking head right here." How do you what techniques in that situation, right, should a person use to bring, a level of focus to the room. No, and again, the fact that you're at the table means that you have influence, right? Regardless of your role. If you're at the table, well, let me just say that if you're at the table, there's an opportunity for influence. Do
Right.
not miss that
Mm,
opportunity.
mhm,
So, how would you encourage someone to shift the conversation, right? And because that's going to be a notable point, right? That this person wants to get somewhere. But how do they do that? Right? I'm sure it's with some form of question or some form of directive, but how would you encourage them to do that?
A little bit parallel to this, and perhaps you guys may have heard of an author named Priya Parker. Priya
Let me look
Parker
it
is
up.
one of the leadership books that I'm reading right now, among others. And she has written a book called The Art of Gathering.
mhm,
The Art of Gathering is literally asking, why are we even talking?
mm,
Mm,
mhm,
That's the question.
mhm,
Why are we together at all? So she has a pithy title, but The Art of Gathering. And the crux of a successful gathering is aligning on why we're here
mhm,
and what the outcomes are. So when you get to that talking head, it is a very intentional focus on why we even came together in the first place.
Mm.
If we're not aligned on that, again, that is the question. Why are we even here?
Yes.
What are the intended outcomes?
Mhm.
And structuring the next question then of how we get back on focus to that
Mhm.
is what she gives a lot of chapters dedicated to, even to the point where if you have a baby shower as an example, and a baby shower is typically some women who are celebrating the birth, and then there's a shower of gifts. And but what happens when the husband wants to come and the expecting mom is like, why do you even want to be there? Well, are we gathered to have a social of women? Or are we gathered to celebrate the coming of life?
Mm.
Mhm.
And I want to participate in the coming of life. So
Mm.
the fact that I'm a man that
Mhm.
wants to go to a baby shower should not be foreign.
Mm.
And therefore, if we can align on why we're even having a baby shower, then
Wow.
who's at the shower
Mhm.
Sure.
then becomes a very important detail.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
when you have that talking head, you might need to give somebody the benefit of exclusion as opposed to inclusion.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. That is
Wow.
good.
You might need to gift them the non-invitation because why are we here? Our purpose.
Right.
Are we aligned on our purpose?
Mhm.
Um, our agenda in terms of what we need to talk about and where we're gonna talk about it
Mm.
is the gift of exclusion that maybe that talking head isn't shouldn't have been invited in the first place. But if they are there, then
Mhm.
let's just get realigned,
Mhm.
much like that baby shower. Let's get aligned on why we're together and then let that define who should
Mhm.
even be in the room.
Mhm.
But that powerful question of why are we here and what are we trying to accomplish
Yeah.
is how I like to get that talking head back in place.
That's good. That's
I love
good.
it.
That
I
is so
love it.
good. That is
I
so
It
love it.
good.
it is a funny thing, and, Priya has a lot more examples like that too, and I thought, "Wow." I thought it was just a thing, there's a lot more couple reveals and those types of things
Right.
happening in the space, but when they started though, I know a lot of people were shocked by like, why would a man even want to go to
Yeah.
a baby shower? But if you look at it as a celebration of life and a reveal and a celebration, why wouldn't you want
Yes.
to? So
Yes.
same thing in the workplace. If we're going to talk about, divesting a major entity, who needs to be in the room for that? And why are we talking about upgrading a server if we're really here to talk about divesting an entity?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
give the gift of exclusion.
That's good. That is so good. That is so
Makes
good.
sense. Makes sense, man. It makes sense. I'm telling you, I'm being helped today.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. Me too, for sure.
Well, the building fund is underfunded right now.
That's it. We coming. We coming. We're coming.
So just kinda tying on to that, Shachella, I like what you're saying because I've seen that trend, I'll say, in people that I've seen have been very successful. Um, you have the person in the room who loves to hear themselves talk, right? And they want to ask what are seemingly intelligent questions, right? So they can make themselves look a certain way.
Right.
But the ability to gracefully guide them back to the reason why we're here. I think one thing I'll add to that too is that I've used as a technique is I'll thank them for their input. I appreciate that. How does that help us get back to the goal? Oh, okay, all right. So let's go ahead and recenter on that topic. But thank you for that. All right, we appreciate that. Um,
Uh, well, thank you for that grace because I don't know that I've ever thanked anybody for but I
Ah.
will going forward though. I will going forward.
you know,
Thank you for your input. Thank you for your input.
Thank you for listening to the Leadership Sovereignty Podcast. If today's conversation helped you grow in your leadership, influence, or your career, take a moment to visit leadershipsovereignty.com. There you'll find exclusive resources, free guides, and ways to stay connected to our community of leaders who are building purpose and success. Don't forget to rate, review, and share this episode with someone who's on the rise in their career. Until next time, lead boldly, lead with purpose, and continue to walk in sovereignty. Take care.